for the Nielson weekly maintenance on April 25th. All of this, the front, was thoroughly weeded and deadheaded all the way through. Since it was just me today, I wanted to do what was going to be most impactful, and the first thing I noticed was how beautiful and, prime time spring this area is, but there were a lot of weeds also exploding up with it. So pretty much eradicated all weeds from this area, as well as deadheading mostly the hyacinth needed the deadhead, and just really going to town. And also removing any ground cover from these grasses. The creeping jenny especially is starting to climb on into everything, and these haven't even popped up yet this year, so I want to make sure they have space to grow. Same thing down here. I cut back a lot of the creeping jenny from the boxwoods, trying to keep some clarity so it doesn't just go all crazy. And then picking up debris, of course, with everything. Lots of deadheading the pansies so that they can pop back out. Just looking really nice over here now. And then in the front, same thing all the way down here. Weeding, deadheading. There were a lot of weeds starting to pop up on the side by the lawn, so we got that taken care of. I would say it's not quite ready yet to trim the sidewalk, but eventually we're going to have to be thinking about trimming up the lines so nothing, crawls into the cement space. All of this was weeded out and debris removed from the rock, but this is that area where it was starting to get crazy. Show up front. Didn't get to do much up here. The main focus was maintaining the beauty of this raised planter bed right in the middle. There's all these white pansies because the morning glory was all along the edge. It's just like vining out like crazy. It just exploded. So I got all the morning glory out. We're gonna have to be really careful about that because it comes from like way underneath. It's hard to get the roots out. But now you can see the pansies before it was morning glory. I'm just tidying up this deadheading. Had a situation here where it felt like this wasn't getting enough water after all I watered them. So Eduardo was just here, and I think he fixed the drip line. Hopefully should be all good to go. It wasn't looking terrible, but you could tell it was just not, it was dry. It wasn't getting enough. So we're letting this one grow a little bit more. There's some new growth on this mountain pyramid boxwood. This one got trimmed up because it was still crispy from before. We were being delicate with it, and now we want to take it back further, and hopefully it shows as much new growth as the other ones have been showing, and just beautiful underneath there. This is all raked, weeded, and fluffed and deadheaded through. All of these flowers deadheaded, and then this was shaped up because it was getting super full, so that's what we're working with now. Same thing over here. Different shapes, but still both cones. This one's just really full. And then this one's sprouting a lot of new growth. So maybe we can let the bottom grow out a little bit more and then get a little deeper into here, and it'll have a better pyramid or teardrop. This is almost like a teardrop in some instances. This one's pretty small, so I'm still letting it grow out more. And then as far as this side goes, the creeping jenny's getting really tall, so I trimmed that back down, trimmed it to the edges, trimmed it down, trimmed it to the edges. Really cleaned up this side along the driveway, just so that the boxwoods pop. The jasmine's looking great. Just kind of angled it a little better. It was a little bit off kilter. So I like to note, this should probably be replaced. This is all really dead and it's not going to come back, so if we want something cohesive to match this one, we're just gonna have to pop another 1.5 foot boxwood in there. I didn't get to do too much in here except for deadheading the hyacinth and blowing everything out and scooping everything up as well, but just the hyacinth are really starting to go. Wanted to leave the ones that still look pretty good. They can last another week just for that nice color. Okay. Watered all of these guys and deadheaded the planters. Watered and deadheaded. This is really starting to look more full. hoping these light pink ones pop up a little bit higher, but all of these were watered. Oops, these things got crazy. Super windy. There was a storm today, but kind of went right by us, and we just got all the wind and only a little rain. But we deadheaded, watered, deadheaded and watered. Didn't reach too much in here by the pool today, because I know we were there last time trimming the hedges, and everything is still kind of waking up from the winter, whereas in the front it's really in full bloom still, or trying to. So watered, deadheaded through here. These are looking pretty great, however the top is a little bit crispy up here. Maybe just needed more water, so I gave them more water. The soil was pretty damp. Maybe it's just adjusting to the evening sunlight here. You know, it's like 4 o'clock and it's pretty sunny. But it's only kind of off and on in here. And then the Jenny, everything's taking really well. The lily needs to be watered every day, so it is a little crispy under here. But I'll just keep watering that religiously. Honestly, you can take those off next time if they haven't improved. And then also blew out this whole area, trying not to get it into the pool. And then we could spend more time back here. Definitely, let's try getting into this turf bed. There are weeds growing up through it, and it's starting to really build up debris, so this section will be a focus next time. And then as a solution for the turf down here, I think we should be washing it out with some deodorizing solution as well, once a week, right after the dogs have been, all of their stuff has been picked up, so we can coordinate with whoever picks up after them, and then make sure we can time that right so we can clean it off. And then on the other side of the house, just blew everything off on the lower end where the dogs were, and watered the jasmine again. It's looking like it's all right over there. It's taking to the new pots. And then I did some weeding too, but that's just to say what I did on the side. So that wraps up today for weekly maintenance. Aside from replacing this one boxwood, I would also like to get 3 more of those winter gems for up front. I noticed there are 3 more that are just not green like the other ones. It's pretty obvious that they're going downhill, so we should just replace those. And there's a nice view of the front again. And that's all for today. Thank you so much.